Okay, everybody, let's see what we could do here in Modern again. I was very much inspired by Bart and what he was saying about, playing a lot of kitchen table magic, playing a lot with the playgroup, and doing a lot of brewing because brewing is really interesting and, it's creative and just different than spiky play. And, I've always been a spike since I started playing Magic, and like this is the first deck that I bought into, partially because it was cheap and I didn't want to just go spend $1,000 on Jund at the time. But also, I guess I just really like using spells like Lightning Bolt and Grape Shot to kill my opponents. So, right now I'm not too interested in limited. Kaldheim is, I have a dissenting opinion about how fun the format is, draft after draft. And Historic's not really doing it for me. So I thought, hey, I've been put my money where my mouth is and get into Modern. So, let's, I signed up for Mana Traders and went back and said, hey, let's figure out why Storm isn't a big deal in the format right now. And I have a lot of things that, there are a lot of great sideboard cards that hate it out entirely, and there's like fast combo decks and aggro decks in the format. Like Humans tends to really prey on it, and so does Spirits now that they have a few more tools since I was playing Modern last. But right now the field is really open, the field is really aggressive, and I want to take a different mindset in terms of what being a spike means. A lot of times you would just play the best deck because a lot of times once you figure out how to pilot it or the decisions make themselves apparent, with red deck wins, play one drop, two more one drops, two drop and a removal spell, and like you've done most of the work if the opponent's deck gets out to a slow start. So I really want to pay attention to interactions and things that I'm seeing that the deck can't handle, as well as like what are things in the format that do and do not bode well for it. Mostly so, one, I can get a sense of the format with a deck that I can play, but two, understand when is it a good time to bring Storm into, say, a Modern Challenge or a weekend tournament moving forward. So I'm going to try and play out 5 matches. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to be doing a league because that would be suicide for my wallet. But, let's go explore together. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's do Modern Tournament Practice Room. Start a game. Oh no. Alright, so I won the dice roll. Let's get going. Okay, so here we have a relatively slow start, but we do have a turn 1 opt play. We need to find a bear, but having a Gifts right there is really, really good for us. So, if we find a Baral, we're in good shape. We want a 3rd land drop eventually. We want, what else do we want? Okay, so we're just going to play our island, yield through the turn. Still figuring out my shortcuts. So we see a Blooming Marsh. Okay, Ancient Stirrings is strange to me. I don't know what this deck would be doing. I would usually say it's Tron, but Tron doesn't do what I expect it to be doing. Or wouldn't I would be surprised for them to be playing a Blooming Marsh instead of basic. Pithing Needle. Ah, that's not what I want. I want revealed cards. So what, again, does Pithing Needle do? Choose card name. Activated abilities can't be done unless they're mana abilities. So for us, that really doesn't matter. So let's opt. We see Grape Shot. Let's put it on the bottom. We can find it if we need it. We see our third land. We hope to either find cantrips or no more land. Alright, so we're going to do Snow Island, and because we could just make our red source as soon as we need it. And maybe next turn, the play is to go Ritual Gifts to make sure I get a bear. Okay, so now we have green, blue, and black, and another Ancient Stirrings. That's interesting. I don't know what this deck is doing. Codex Shredder. Okay, so it's a mill deck, maybe. Target player mills a card. You know what? I will let you have that. You'll just help me out. So I'm hoping that I could just top deck a bear here, because that's just turn 3 win with top deck bear. Steve Vince. So what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna put down Steam Vents and shock it in, and defer the decision of do I need interaction next turn, or do I get to cast gifts for value? Because the opponent's kind of setting up their Turbo Mill, and while they're doing that, especially if they're tapping their mana, Collective Brutality. So they've hit their land drop. We're just going to remand it. Remand is actually really, really good on this target. Okay, so now we have Past in Flames. That makes our gifts pile a little bit more interesting. Lantern. Oh no, I'm going to hit tap land. They're going to hit Ancient Stirrings. That's not good. Land. So at this point, I'm going to drop my Riverglide Pathway. And I will pass the turn here. I'm starting to... I look like a Blue Moon deck, I think. Which is kind of interesting. Because right now I'm holding Cryptic up, and they don't know what I do or do not have. I do know that they have a Collective Brutality, so we'll double check what modes that they pick on cast resolution, and maybe we'll just gifts there. Alright, we know that they play their Spire of Industry. Okay, so instant or sorcery, we'll just make them choose target opponent. We do gifts. They do have mana up, but what they do now is they put a Manamorphose in the bin. So what do I want here? I want to... Alright, this list doesn't have the ability to guarantee that I pick up a bear. So I think what I'm doing is Manamorphose. I have all the mana in the world to do something. And so I think what I want to do is not necessarily go for the kill, but make a pile with Empty the Warrens over a Grape Shot. Let's see. I have to remember that anything can go to the yard, but I do have a Past in Flames. So yeah, I'm just going to get Empty... No. We're going to do... Yeah, there's Grape Shots, Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual. And this looks a lot like the kill pile if you flashback Gifts Ungiven. And the reason why I get away with doing this without a bear is one, I already have a lot of mana. Two, I have two rituals in hand. I'm guaranteed to get a minimum of one in my hand before Collective Brutality goes off. And I have the Past in Flames. Like, having the Past in Flames in hand is really important here. Because, I potentially hit the. And so let's see what they discard. They don't let me have Grape Shot. They don't let me have Desperate Ritual. They know they can mill me if they see something that I want on top. And they keep taxing my mana with Past in Flames, which is good. I have time, and Past in Flames will only get stronger. I have a Gifts on top. Let's see if he's going to mill it. He knew I had Serum Visions. So we're going to bottom top. He knows I have another Gifts. So let's run the numbers. Can I draw my card, play Goblin Electromancer, and win? I believe I can. So let's add red, blue, cast Manamorphose. Yep. We're going to get red, blue. We're going to cast Manamorphose again. And we're going to make red, red here. Serum Visions. Okay, so they conceded and straight up just didn't want to go through me doing the non-deterministic loop. Good for them. Let's do another game. We win the die roll again. That's pretty cool. All right, 2 lands, 2 bears, opt, give some given. Really, I can't ask for anything more. Maybe if opt was a desperate ritual, but opt can help me dig. We're keeping. We'll see what my opponent's playing. If they have like discard spell into discard spell, I could be pretty sad. I guess I have to ask Kyle, like, how does Lantern really interact with Storm in general? Oh man, they mulligan down to 3. Okay. Begin sideboarding. I didn't see anything, and they didn't see anything from me, so we're just gonna pretend it's game 1 again. This is not what I want to see. We have 2 tap lands, we have 2 rituals, a bear, like... we're going to keep it out of science, but I don't think this is a good idea. We are on the draw. Inquisition, so they probably get snag Brawl here. It'd be interesting if they took Saloon Division, though. Because that would. Yep, they take Brawl. Not cast. Play. Hitting Opt here is pretty cool. They know that I'm on Storm, and is this like an Orzhov Aristocrats deck? Or what would they be doing? Torpor Orb. Not Aristocrats. Interesting. Not what I wanted to see off the top. Looks like my client kind of froze up. I guess we'll find out what happens when the client freezes. More detail. Yes, I am aware that it's not responding. Boo. Looks like my CPU is being eaten. Oh, the foray of Magic digital products. Let's see if let's see how the reconnection policy looks. Awful. Boo. With all the rooms closing up, maybe it was just Magic Online. Alright. Technically, match 3. Okay. Plenty of mana. I have a ritual. I have gifts. Opening a game with gifts in my hand always feels great. But yeah, the magic key is one ritual, one gifts, and one bear, and keeping them alive or having redundant copies. I don't know. I already see myself hoping that I'm not facing discard spells, and so I should really note that. Sparbluff Canal. We'll just play Zero Visions. I'll take another gifts. This lets me play like a value-based game. There is a line where you just like bottom anything that's not a bear, but I don't know what I'm playing against. But Seagate Restoration, or Seagate Reborn over there. Oh, triple gifts. So this looks like maybe just play Saloon Divisions. I don't have a turn 2 play. And if I draw a third Spiral Left Canal, I get a little punished. Missing. Well, hey. Hey, would you look at that? Opponent's missing land drops. No possible play. Yield. Okay, they missed land drops. I saw Seagate Reborn. So that makes me. But they also didn't see anything from me. This makes me think that it's like a control deck of some sort. Blue base control, which would make Mystical Disputes good. And, having a singleton repeal wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I don't think I need bolts. I would be surprised if I need a braid. Aria of Flame would be something that's just interesting, but I'm not sure that this is control, and Aria would be like to kill specifically blue-white control or Drago control, and that may not necessarily be the case with just Seagate Restoration. So I have 3 cuts to make, and so I'm definitely not cutting any Saloon Division. That's part of my lands. We are bringing in interaction, and that's additional. So I think maybe going down a bear. Like, this isn't about like quantity. Like, we want to make sure that I can draw a bear, but I have a ton of that going. We want to protect the bear the turn it comes down. And when I say bear, I mean just the Stormlords, Baral, Chief of Compliance, and Goblin Electromancer that make my spells cheaper. And, I like this. So we're going to keep. Okay, some kind of weird wheel deck. Snow Island. We might be holding Saloon Division just to dig me to gifts. It is an instant, so. Turn Timber. Are they still trying to play Oops All Spells? Yeah, you can keep that. Opt. I don't need land. Hey, there's gifts. Okay. So all I need now is a ritual, and I'm good to go. So we have Spell Pierce and Remand. Remand. Not sure what this would actually do. Maybe it was better to Spell Pierce it, but I want to make sure I could dig. Play Lava Glide Pathway. Let's stick Baral so I can Spell Pierce. And I think I loot and put back Saloon Division unless I draw something weaker. Yeah, this is some kind of oops all spells. And we're going to Spell Pierce. Yes, I do want to draw a card. Thank you. Okay. So we have the luxury of having Remand. Rituals out the ass here. Yeah, so I just win, right? With one in hand? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Top. Pyretic Ritual. Tap. Gifts Ungiven. Desperate. Manamorphose. Pyretic. We already have Grape Shot, so Past in Flames. Confirm. Alright, that's a 2-0. Made a good call to just get counter spells in. I thought I needed to fight over my bears, but no, it was fighting over their combo wing con. Okay. Desperate Ritual. Ritual. Let's see. Costs 4 out of the yard, right? Yeah, 4 for me, so I can Grape Shot. Whole bunch of Grape Shot. Past in Flames. Red. Desperate. Or Pyretic. Manamorphose, I'll make a couple blue. Another Remands, not that we need it. Desperate. 11. Kill you. Okay. Storm does it. Storm still has it. I'll play one more match. Oh, time for the rematch. I'll keep this. Even not knowing a rematch is coming here with an Oops All Spells deck. Serum Visions can dig me 3 to a Ritual. I do need a third land, but I can kind of play tap out with my Burls. Mulligan. Okay, so we're just going to start with Shivan Reef and take a damage. I don't want to commit to one side or the other here. Grape Shot Island. I think this is a bottom. So if we draw a land, I am likely to keep Saloon Division in hand. Ooh, opt though. Opt. The deck is generally hampered by blue mana instead of red mana, so we're just going to tap out. This isn't ideal, but it is something that can happen. Okay, they got themselves a little closer. Red, red. Metamorphose. Uh-oh. Am I dead? Red, green. Okay. Wait, I'm the storm deck. He did all of that so that he could wheel. I'm still not sure how this deck is supposed to win, so we'll find out. Alright, we untap with a ritual. That's something. Let's see what we get off an opt. Island. Do I want the island? So if I... That brings me to... Kill you mana? Because I would pay red for Shivan Reef, go have red floating. Yeah, this is technically kill you mana. Target opponent. So we grab Ritual, Pyretic, Desperate, and where's Past in Flames? Past in Flames. Okay, Pyretic, Desperate, Past in Flames. Pyretic, Pyretic, Metamorphose. I will make 2 blue off of this. Third Burrow, that hurts. Let's see. Yeah, let's do gifts. And we get the same pile. Desperate, Metamorphose. Pyretic, Past in Flames. So they give me a Past in Flames. Let's see. Desperate Ritual. Past in Flames. Metamorphose. Make a couple blue. Many clicks. So it took me, like, what, 2 2 minutes to go off. I'm sure I can get faster. How do I yield all of these? Okay, begin sideboarding. Now we know. So, Spell Pierce, Disputes. Oh, okay, I don't think I need Dispute, but I do want Spell Pierce, and I do want my Romance. I still don't know how they win. So I think I just cut Goblin Electromancer, put in Spell Pierce, and resubmit until I see a good reason to. This opponent deck, Oops All Spells, doesn't really do what I want it to do, or isn't interactive in the sense of like their sideboard isn't going to be bringing in stuff. Okay, so I have to mulligan here. No lands. As far as a 6 land hand, this is okay. So we're just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep Salinity Vision over Basic Mountain. I think there's a pretty good chance that I'm just casting Salinity Vision to get what I need. Leyline. So pieces of the puzzle is gonna be a big deal. I need to Spire Bluff, pass. Interesting. First gonna play out Brawl. I haven't seen any interaction yet. I think we're just on the beatdown plan here. We're just gonna ignore that call. Goblet Electromancer. So I wish I had my pieces of the puzzle here. They had their first land. That's going to be very helpful. So we're just going to shotgun Steam Vents. Saloon Division is just a 1 CMC thing right now. I kind of want to dig to empty the Warrens. I still have the Singleton. And Warrens would just win, I think. Opponent end step, cast Saloon Division. Some rituals and opt. Take the opt. Blue opt. I don't want another legend rule. Okay. Let's slow play. We have 2 Remands in hand. This is an incredibly slow clock, and I'm very scared about this, but 2 remands is kind of a big deal for whatever it is that they're trying to do. And I get to dig really deep with Baral. Because I get to loot away stuff. I'm not sure what defense grid is supposed to do. I'll let it resolve. Because I'm not winning this game if they get my bears off the field. And so I could still cast Remand for 3 mana. Let's opt. Put on bottom. Spell Pierce. That's actually pretty nice. So I can't go off in his turn. It would be nice to cast Remand, but getting a Spell Pierce off while they still have mana. Okay, sink your cards in. Goblin Charbelcher. How about now? Blue, colorless, blue. Yes, Serum Visions. So let's dump out Past in Flames. If he could do something again, that would be pretty gnarly. Well, he would probably just play the Goblin Charbelcher. Okay. Concession. Alright, we got there. Alright, let's go back to our collection. Hey, guess what? Storm is still a decent deck. I'm not sure I played it correctly, but like I played a lot of uninteractive decks that didn't like somebody mulliganed did nothing. I had a computer crash, you know. It's here's the list again. You know, I didn't play creature matchups, which was interesting considering that they are kind of top dog right now, as I understand it from MTG Goldfish. But, you know, this is one of those decks that, hey, look, 8 cantrips are really good. This is a little different than the version that runs a bunch of sleight of hand, but it also runs less lands because of Saloon Division. So I think that's really interesting modern tech. So, you know, I'll play a few more matches with it just to see if I can run it through a league, but I'll probably make another video with another deck. Talk to you guys soon.